Hi, my name is Thea. I'm a nurse practitioner student at UCLA.
So, what do you currently do?
I'm a registered nurse. It's an RN, and at work, I work as an RN supervisor at a skilled nursing facility, also known as a nursing home. And so, as an RN in a nursing home, you don't really provide direct patient care. So you work as an RN supervisor. So what I do is when I get there to the station, you just kind of like look at like the communication book and what happened during the night, and then you ask the nurse, the previous nurse from the night before, what happened, and then you ask her if there's any changes or if there's anything that needs to be done that morning. And then after that, you just kind of look at the list of the people that you have to see. These are the people who has like new changes on their condition, like people who have coughs or if they have a skin tear or if they fell the night before the few days ago. And then you just make rounds. Well, I make rounds and I check on everybody to see if they're doing okay, if they're breathing, or if they're already up and eating their breakfast. And then on a supervisory side, you also kind of like manage like the staff, so you make sure that everything's okay. Like if they have any complaints, you have to address that too. So you have to be like this kind of leader, I guess, in the nursing home.
That's cool. So, what made
Yeah.
you decide to become a nurse practitioner?
To become a nurse practitioner. Well, as an RN, you kind of like, I guess I felt like I could do more, because it gets kind of repetitive and kind of boring if you keep doing the same thing. And then like, I felt like maybe I could do more as a nurse practitioner. Like, yeah.
Okay, so now what are some benefits of going into nursing?
Going to nursing, well, the pay is good, like what you hear. And then in nursing, you can go into so many different fields. Like you can go into like what I do. You can go into geriatrics. You can go into like babies, like take care of babies, or if you like kids and teenagers. And then you can also go into like women's health, like take care of like pregnant ladies or like just any other women concerns. Or you could also be, you could specialize in something. You could be an OR nurse, you could be in the operating room, you could be in emergency room. So there's a lot of like areas that you can work on as a nurse. I think that's a good thing. Like if you get bored of being an ER nurse, you can go to ICU, something like that. And then also, I guess flexibility. I have a lot of friends who like work 3 days straight for 12 hours, and then after that they're like they have the day off. I mean, they have like 7 days off. I mean, it's like you're on vacation, but you're still on full time. You get paid still. I think that's good. Or if you want to make more money, you could get another job. You could do it. You can make a lot of money.
Now,
As
are
an RN, yeah.
sorry,
Sorry.
are there any, I guess, disadvantages of going into nursing?
Disadvantage. I guess just being in nursing school is hard, kind of. Like the journey there is kind of hard. You have to learn a lot of stuff, and then, but it's okay. I mean, it pays off in the end. And then another con is maybe like sometimes you want to do more for the patient. I mean, if you're like very involved in the care, you kind of like feel like you're limited in what you can do. So that's a con, I guess. And then another con is the shifts. Like, when you start as a new nurse, you have to almost take like the worst shift, which is like the graveyard shift. But then it gets okay, I guess. When you get more experience, you kind of get leveled up if you want to work in day shift or whatever. And another con um, sometimes family blames you or patient blames you for whatever reason that is. They blame you, and you can't like fight back. You just have to be like supportive. You have to smile. You have to say, "Oh, I understand," But it's part of the job. I mean, you have to be there for the patient and for the family because it's like you're taking care of them, and they're worse because they're sick. So you have to like kind of understand going around that. So you have to be very patient and very understanding as a nurse.
And do you have a interesting story about being a nurse?
Well, I have a lot of interesting stories. I mean, I love my job because I love working with older people. Like older people with dementia are very fun population. You know, like you get a lot of characters and you hear stories from like the past. So it's a very interesting mix. And I don't know if I have specific stories that I could say because it's for privacy issues. But I love my job. You know, but it's good. Like I think you just have to make the best out of where you're working.
And do you have any advice for someone who would want to become a nurse?
Good for you. Yes, we need more nurses. We have shortage of nurses in the coming years, especially for geriatric nurses, because by 2050 we will be having a lot of older people. Baby boomers are going to be old, so we need more nurses. And so my advice is, I didn't graduate high school from here, so I guess start, like, make sure you have all your science courses ready. Or if you're going to community college, take your anatomy, your physiology, your microbiology, all those hard stuff, and see a counselor. That's important. I didn't do that, so I spent a few years in community college. But see a counselor, make a plan, and make sure you stick to that plan. If you can't, because I know there's a lot of waitlist classes, just take those other classes that can help you transfer to 4-year university, so that by the time you get that class, you can transfer. If you want to go to UCLA, you can do that. And let's see. Okay, I guess there's many routes to become an RN. You could get your 2-year degree from community college. You could get a 4-year degree from like 4-year college, and then I think that's it. But either way, you're gonna be an RN, even if you have your ADN or BSN. So just hang in there, and you have to love what you do. And I think you'll have a great time if you're an RN, because I love being an RN, so I love it.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah.